everyone! Welcome back to Tea Talk News, your one-stop destination for the hottest celebrity news, rumors, and deep dives into the biggest moments in pop culture. Today, we're taking an in-depth look at one of the most talked-about events of the year, Super Bowl 59, which took place on February 9th, 2025, at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. Now, sure, we had the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles battling it out for the championship, and that game itself was intense. But what truly set social media ablaze was Kendrick Lamar's show-stopping halftime performance. Not only did he deliver an unforgettable show packed with explosive energy and fan-favorite hits, but fans are convinced they heard a jab aimed directly at rap superstar Drake. Buckle up, because we're about to break down every single detail, from the build-up to the big night, to the rumors flying around online and everything in between. Trust me, you won't want to miss a second. Let's rewind the clock a bit. Ever since the NFL announced Kendrick Lamar as the headliner for this year's Super Bowl halftime show, the hype meter went through the roof. Given Kendrick's history of powerful storytelling, intricate lyricism, and larger-than-life stage presence, fans knew this wasn't going to be your average performance. The Super Bowl halftime show is already one of the most watched concerts on the planet. Whether you're a football fanatic, a casual sports viewer, or just someone who tunes in for the celebrity cameos, you know it's going to be a cultural phenomenon. Leading up to the big day, speculation about possible surprise guests, new music teases, and even potential controversies surrounded Kendrick like a swirling storm of buzz. Throw in the raucous energy of New Orleans, and you had the perfect recipe for a legendary moment. As February 9th, 2025 rolled around, excitement reached a fever pitch. The Kansas City Chiefs, known for their explosive offense, were up against the Philadelphia Eagles, famed for their tough-as-nails defense, so the matchup itself was already a huge draw. But there was something special about the halftime show this year. For one, the Caesars Superdome has a history of iconic performances, from classic rock reunions to chart-topping pop spectacles. And for another, this marked the first time Kendrick Lamar had ever headlined the Super Bowl, which fans and critics alike felt was long overdue. By the time the second quarter wound down, millions of viewers worldwide were counting down the minutes, waiting to see how Kendrick would seize the spotlight. Finally, the halftime whistle blew. The stadium lights dimmed, and a hush fell over the roaring crowd. Suddenly, an intense drum line kicked in. And there he was, Kendrick Lamar, standing center stage under a single spotlight. Within seconds, the entire Caesars Superdome erupted in cheers, claps, and screams. Social media platforms caught fire with live updates. Twitter hashtags like #KendrickSB and #halftime-show immediately began trending. Sporting a sleek black and gold ensemble that matched the Superdome's regal vibe, Kendrick wasted no time launching into a medley of his biggest hits. This was the moment fans had been waiting for. And let me tell you, he did not disappoint. The crispness of his vocals, the detail in the choreography, and the cinematic style of the stage design all came together in a way that only an artist of his caliber can pull off. One of the most praised aspects of Kendrick's performance was the setlist itself. He didn't just stick to his radio smashes, he actually took the time to weave in some of his deeper cuts that hardcore fans have been clamoring to hear live. From Humble to All Right to newer tracks off his latest album, every song felt meticulously chosen. The transitions were seamless, sometimes incorporating breaks for spoken word interludes or brief dance segments featuring an all-star group of dancers. Powerful visuals flashed across colossal LED screens, highlighting everything from social justice themes to stylized imagery of his hometown Compton. It was a feast for the eyes and the ears, a testament to Kendrick's ability to blend theatrical flair with genuine storytelling. Now, onto the juicy part that's been making headlines everywhere. About halfway through the performance, Kendrick slowed things down for what appeared to be an improvised freestyle. The stadium fell silent, with only a soft background beat playing. Kendrick began to spit a series of rapid-fire bars, each line more pointed than the last. Suddenly, he dropped what sounded like a reference to certain rappers who only want the charts, or somebody who's been faking the flow. Fans, especially those with a keen ear for rap beef, immediately drew a connection to Drake. Let's remember, whispers of a Kendrick versus Drake rivalry have circulated for years. Although both artists have publicly shown respect for one another in interviews, this definitely isn't the first time fans have suspected they were throwing covert jabs. What was the crowd's reaction the second Kendrick let that line slip? Pandemonium. Pure, unfiltered excitement, and maybe a little bit of shock. Some fans in attendance later posted videos on Instagram and TikTok showing the exact moment they realized what Kendrick might be implying. You can see people looking around, mouths agape, whispering to each other. Did he just diss Drake at the Super Bowl? It's one thing to release a diss track on a mixtape, but taking shots, or perceived shots, during the biggest annual sporting event on the globe is a whole new level of bold. The real-time buzz was undeniable. Social media practically exploded, with hashtags like #DrakeDiss and #Kendrick Halftime climbing the trending charts. To fully appreciate why fans believe Kendrick would use this massive platform to go after Drake, we need to rewind to the early 2000s and 10s. Both rappers rose to prominence around a similar time, albeit through different routes. Drake via his melodic, R&B-infused hip-hop, and Kendrick via his socially conscious, narrative-driven style. Over the years, they've collaborated on a few tracks, but eagle-eyed fans have often spotted subtle digs in their verses. Kendrick is known for his sharp, direct lyricism, while Drake is a master of the subliminal jab. It's a rivalry that's largely stayed below the surface, making moments like this especially explosive. After all, the Super Bowl halftime show is one of the few music stages that can overshadow album release parties, award shows, and virtually any other entertainment spectacle. Needless to say, the internet had a field day. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok were instantly flooded with theories breaking down the suspected diss, line by line. Some fans argued Kendrick was simply talking about the state of commercial hip-hop, while others were 100% convinced this was a direct shot at Drake. "Drake's not gonna like this," one Twitter user wrote, racking up thousands of likes in minutes. Memes, of course, also abounded. Everything from photoshopped pictures of Drake reacting in mock horror to comedic reenactments of the moment on TikTok. Even sports commentators briefly weighed in, noting that the halftime show might overshadow the game itself in terms of post-event chatter. If generating buzz was the goal, Kendrick sure hit the bullseye. So far, Drake's camp has remained tight-lipped. No tweets, no Instagram posts, no cryptic references in an IG story, nothing. This silence, however, might be fueling the rumor mill even more. Fans are already speculating that Drake will answer back in his own signature way, perhaps in a surprise single drop or a guest feature that calls out Kendrick in equally sly terms. Historically, rap feuds have been known to escalate into full-blown diss tracks, and if that happens, we could be in for one of the most talked-about rap battles in recent memory. For now, though, it's all speculation, and as we all know, sometimes the silence says more than words ever could. Amid all the chatter, it's important to acknowledge just how remarkable the rest of Kendrick's show was. The dancers performed synchronized routines that were as athletic as anything we saw on the field, and the stage design was visually breathtaking, incorporating an urban meets futuristic aesthetic that perfectly reflected Kendrick's brand. Pyrotechnics lit up the dome during the final chorus, and the crowd responded with deafening cheers. Even folks who had no idea about any potential rap beef had their jaws on the floor at the sheer spectacle of it all. The applause rolled on for what felt like minutes after Kendrick took his final bow. If one of the main goals of a halftime show is to create an unforgettable moment, then mission accomplished. So, what do you think? Did Kendrick really call out Drake on the biggest stage in sports, or are fans reading too much into a cleverly worded freestyle? Is this a genuine feud, or just another piece of hip-hop lore that keeps us all guessing? Sound off in the comments below. We love hearing your theories, especially when it comes to heavy-hitter artists like these two. And if you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps our channel grow and reach more fans who crave the latest in celebrity news. Of course, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on our in-depth coverage of the stories everyone's talking about. We've got plenty more content coming your way, from exclusive interviews to behind-the-scenes scoops, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching T-Talk News, and until next time, keep vibing, keep discussing, and we'll see you in the next video.